I'm gonna show you how to build upper storage compartments in a Chevy Astro van. So we ripped out the existing storage compartments yesterday. We cut up here, cut the fabric open, ripped it all out, and now stapled the fabric back up because that's gonna be like the back of our cabinets. So kind of winging it, but based on the way that I saw the other ones were built, I think it will make sense to make kind of a support beam down here, screw that in to the wall, and then build the rest of the cabinets on top of that. Actually, even for the support beam, the van is shaped inward and then outward more. So I'm gonna cut the edges using this thing, which will find the exact shape of what's going on over here, and then we can match the beam to it. I think it just cuts in a little bit and then goes out. We've found the right positioning. Oh, I don't want to crack it, so I'm just gonna drill pilot holes to make sure my screws go in nicely. So I just made sure to hold this up for about 20 minutes and so that it would stay in the right spot while I looked for a better drill bit, and then I did it and then it was wrong, so we had to take it down. So all that was for nothing, but that's often a big part of this, is the trial and error and not losing patience and keeping on going. So the screws weren't actually hitting anything in the frame of the van until I did it like this. Now I'm coming from underneath and getting in, and now it actually is starting to feel secure in there.
And this job is a two-man job. So as Julia screws in, I'm the muscle, I'm pushing in.
So I've been using different kinds of screws because I'm just trying to use the ones that we already have here, and having trouble finding the exact right screw, and maybe I will have to go buy some to make this work. Okay, so we're back working on the van again. I've been working on the shelves on the other side. So I decided just to make a shorter one just for right here. If I can just find where in the van is a good stronghold and then try to support the shelves from that. So yeah. Did a lot of the same as last time. So I accidentally drilled through the side of the van. Dun, dun, dun. But now I'm thinking if we just drill one of these roofing screws, which is made to not let water in, into the inside and then into the shelf, we can actually support the shelf more. And then maybe put caulking too, just to make sure. It worked!
Good?
Yeah!
I'm gonna put this dumpster caulking over it.
Mostly it was just guessing and checking a bunch of times to get that angle right, and it's still not even perfect, but it's good enough for me. Since it's like hardly even into the van, I'm gonna really be relying on this, which is strong, screwing this part into the wall and then the bottom shelf up into the side frame thing.
All information available.
Yay, that looks beautiful.
Of all information available.
And a note about low cost van building, we're using all wood that is free from the sawmill. So it's wood that they would have thrown out anyways, we just asked for that. And most of the screws that I'm using are salvaged from when I ripped apart the, what was here originally. So that's cool too. So I'm drilling pilot holes at an angle. When you want to drill screws in at an angle, the best way to kind of get that angular hole, started off going straight up. And once you're sunk into the wood a tiny bit, you can kind of redirect the angle and then get like your angular hole drilled in there. And yeah, again, I'm doing that because I don't want to drill the hole too close to the edge of the wood that it won't be stable, but it needs to go up into here. So it needs to be at an angle to come in that way. So I will set up this camera on the shelf I built last time while I do this. This is how you do it. Let me show you all. Yay, okay. Oh wow, a little too much, so now I can't get back in on that side. All right, I might have to back that one up a little bit, but I'm gonna leave it like that for now until I get the other screw in. I never know how much of this to leave in, because I remember when I was watching this girl build her van, I always wanted more details. So I'm just gonna run it and you can watch all this. I think the way this is angled is this just can't be right up against this and still be lined up over here. So if you couldn't see from before, this is jutting out when I'm screwing this in tightly to the wall. So what I'm thinking is that this gap needs to stay a gap. Ba-ba-da-ba. Yeah, just a little random triangle thing. Can work with it.
Oh, and I'm adding some protective water-based polycrystic. It's a wood stain, yeah, and it's adding a little bit of color, but I think it's gonna keep the color longer apparently, because last time we used cedar, it's on here and it's completely changed color.
And I have a new strategy. Okay, I'm going to, wherever I see metal that can be drilled into, like I'm not gonna drill outside the edge of my van, but I can drill into it, I'm gonna attach a little bit of wood, right? And then I'm gonna attach like a bigger piece of wood on top of that, and that way I can like work my way out from the actual sturdy parts of the van instead of trying to just find where they are after I already build my shelf. I think this is a major breakthrough. Maybe there's even other van videos that already discovered this, but you know, figure it out as we go. So this is a piece of wood that we got from the dumpster at McDonald's when they were redoing the McDonald's there. They threw out a ton of these 2x3 or 4 or whatever it is. And it's going to be the support foundation of the entire van. We are back for another day of van building. If you remember, if you saw the other video about the pull-out drawer that I built, after a year, the drawer slides that I bought got extremely rusty, so much so that they like hardly work. So right now we are working on cleaning them, just getting all the rust off. What I did yesterday when it was too dark to film, it's like actually really on there now, which is great. So I'm gonna use that as like an anchor for this shelf, put another little side divider thing here, and then screw that into here. And then I was also thinking making a little like support block here that screws in to just try to make sure that this is really sturdy. And then I think I'm gonna make a little tiny shelf up here for like little medicines and essential oils and stuff. I was thinking like I might actually really enjoy having a very small shelf for little things that you don't wanna like get all mixed up together. So, yay. Boom, 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 boom. With my mini shelf. And I just pinned some of this fabric behind it. Just kind of figuring it out as we go along. Day 5 maybe, and I've got this little essential oil shelf. And I like the way the bar looks, so I think that's what I'm gonna do all around. And we should be all good. Okay, a couple months later, we are in Florida, and I am finally filming the rest of this video to show you guys the final product for the shelves that I have built in the van. So let's see. And also now I guess I can prove that they held up, even though it definitely looked a little janky at points. We have this back shelf. Pretty sturdy. It's kind of switched. Right now it's holding onions, chips, and books. I got a little back compartment where we stuff like sweatshirts and stuff we wear all the time. This has turned into like medicine and electronics, kind of jumbled up in there. This is my favorite part. This shelf I think came out awesome. It holds my essential oils and tinctures and stuff really well. And then I have a little side compartment here that I ended up building at the end, and rounded the edge out nicely so that it's not in the way. And that holds on to just some other bigger stuff. I kind of have to like pack it in there to make it not fall. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm also super happy with how this paint job came out. This was like pretty makeshift and used all recycled paint from the dump. Not even like car paint, and not even like the paints I was mixing was like not even necessarily the same type of paint, and it somehow still worked out great. I get compliments on it all the time, so yeah, that's cool too. I overthought what I would need to do in order to paint the van for a long time, so it was cool to find out that I could just kind of wing it, and it came out pretty good. So thanks for watching. Yeah, that's my van build. Ba-da-ba.